Hey there all, hope you're doing well today. So there's two more goals that we have to hit before we can update to 1.3, where I think wither skeletons come into the game. One, we need to make basically a cat temple, something for the ocelot, since from what I've seen they were semi-new, or not semi, they were a new addition to the game in this update. So I've been fishing up some fish, and I learned that, I don't know if it's the rain that's causing the fish to be a little more active, but yeah, way more active than near the base. I will tell you that right now. Wow, they go right over your head. Holy Toledo. On top of that, I have been doing quite a bit of farming for bricks, which I'm starting to run out of clay, and I'm getting really worried. And I don't think bricks become like easily accessible until 1.14. So, I'm going to be destroying so many swamps, traveling so many blocks to get more bricks. Okay. So, we have the treehouse. It is not pretty, but honestly, I like it. It's janky in all the right ways. There's little things I can do to improve it, which I'll probably do either before we update to the next update, which is 1.3? Yeah, 3. Or in 1.3, and just kind of add some like arms connecting to the tree. There's not a whole lot I can do to make it look smoother, since I can't do anything special with stairs or slabs, so kind of stuck with just, yeah. But I don't think I want to add the temple or the cat altar up there. Now, ocelots, from what I remember, I've done a little bit of looking into the ocelots, but they're kind of rare. They're not the most common things. So, I want to get it built, but if I don't have one trained by the time that we have the watchtower built, wherever we decide to build that, I'll update anyways, and I'll just keep looking for an ocelot to put in the temple that it belongs in. Now we need to cut down these trees, because those were partly what I was using for fuel. And just need to find an area where we want to put a temple, which in theory should be pretty easy. So first, need to cut down the trees, get rid of these guys, get the goodies, get some more charcoal, and then see where the heck we want to put this bloody temple. It will not be elaborate or anything like that, which I feel should be kind of obvious, but I just want to state that for the record. It's going to be pretty simple, hopefully cat-ish looking like, but either way, it's... I expect very little from me at this point in building with the limitedness that I have. And also I really just want to update. But I want to hit those challenges, so first we got to cut down these, and then I think there was a mountain back here somewhere like behind the jungle, that there was a pretty big mountain that we could put on. We could also just put it above our current base and just have it hang up there, and then once maps are in the game we can map out that area. I think that would be a decent idea as well. It doesn't need to be at the highest peak. The challenge says at the highest point, but I think just a tower in general to map the area would be kind of cool. Alright, so I'm going to cut this down, and I will see... We might honestly just put the temple like right here. Keep it simple. And since it is in the jungle theme update kind of a thing, I'll try and primarily use jungle wood and go from there. Although I probably need to farm up some stone, which I am essentially stone broke, because I've been using all of it for the nether. So we might need to do a run into the underground and see if I can get anything. Now, I'm actually really excited for the redstone update, because I can't wait to mess around with more of that and piece together stuff. I'm really going to try to understand redstone better to, like, design my own things as best I can. Whether it's going to look good or bad or work that well, no clue, but I think that's probably the best way for me to learn redstone is just a lot of trial and error. And there's a project much later on that I have an idea for. I think I've talked about it before. I don't know if I've talked about it in this series or if it was in previous videos, or my brain isn't totally functioning. But basically it's a capture the flag game. Now, since this is a single player world, it'll just be me. But it's loosely inspired by kind of the decked out thing that Tango Tech made for Hermitcraft, and also I wanted to add in my love for Avatar The Last Airbender. Now, there's also builds from Avatar The Last Airbender I want to do, which is a much later project, but all of this is later. So my basic idea is you have Ravagers and various bad mobs who are trying to prevent you from getting into the 4 different towers that are built in the themes of the 4 elements from Avatar The Last Airbender. If you're not sure what Avatar The Last Airbender is, the show about people in this world who can control one of the 4 elements. You have non-benders who are just normal people with no fancy ability, and then people who can use different bendings, either earth, water, fire, or air. And then you have the Avatar who is able to use all 4 styles of bending. So I've really loved the show. I've watched it multiple times, and yeah, it's fun for me to go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, so each tower would be in the design for one of the 4 elements. And I'm trying to think of different traps and stuff like that I can use in it, but there's a lot of redstone that would go into it as well, so I had to learn all that, which, again, is part of the fun, and one reason why I wanted to do this series, so that way I could kind of learn redstone from the beginning as much as I can without being too overwhelmed by skulk sensors and new observers and everything else that comes with it. I can take it just one step at a time. So that is the end kind of game that I would like to try to work on and design. I think it'll be a fun thing to do, and I can play it by myself, so that is also fun, since, you know, it's a single player thing. But yeah, I have plenty of ideas for things I want to build in the future. Different things from Avatar, different things from, heck, Marvel, cartoons. I enjoy imitating, or like building stuff that I can't like actively explore. So the Avatar world, different things in Marvel, probably a few things in World of Warcraft, just because I love that game so much. And it's just, I just love building. It's fun. And I do better when I have a rough, you know, I can have a picture and kind of go off of that a bit better than my own imagination, but yeah. All right, I'm going to finish these and we will get to building a temple. All right, so now that the offending trees are taken care of, I think we'll flatten this area out, and then we will just use this area. I will say I am envious of people who are playing in the newer versions, but I must stick to my guns and get there, you know, the natural way. Oh, right. So a cat temple. How are we going to do this? We're going to do mostly jungle, and of course there's only jungle and, well, wood, but yeah, they're both called wooden planks, so. Alright, so my idea here, I need stone though. Do I have any by chance? I don't think I do. No. Of course I don't, that'd be too easy. What I think I need to do is go and do a little bit of strip mining down in the area. We'll just go down here. First I need to make sure, okay, I have pick. Because I definitely want to use some form of stone. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go into the mines. Well, into the now future mines. And get a couple stacks of stone. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Now we go down into the mines. I was 100% lost there for a minute. Or 7. So I think we should be able to knock out the temple, and then, depending on how much time we have left, we'll either finish there or next episode, or we'll either finish there after the temple, or we will go and work on the watchtower build. But I'm guessing all we'll have time for today is the temple, which is fine. Well, probably not a temple, but a house for the cat. It's probably the better way to put it. We're not going to try and set too many high expectations here. If that isn't the most beautiful and unique designed floor you've ever seen, I just don't believe you. Clearly this is a masterpiece on its own. And clearly I am 100% lying. I have no idea what, like, size I would want to have the house be, or anything. I mean, it's for the cat, so I'm not really going for anything substantial, let's just say. Now I'll probably switch out some, if not all of this cobble with stone brick. Alrighty. It's gonna be such a weird house. You know, if I put these higher, that would actually look like a face. Let's do this. 1 there, 1, 2, 3. That worked out nicely. Never mind. No, it didn't. Never mind. Yes, it did. One, two, three, duh. 1, 2, 3, duh. Just like I planned. 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, duh, duh, duh. All right. It's pretty much what I expected it would be. We can grab some stairs. How's this cooking up? Oh, birch is in. Okay. I never really used birch, so I forget that it's actually in the game now. Okay. For some reason I thought it wasn't. So there's different planks, but there's no different stairs just yet. Stairs or slabs. Let's get my dirt scaffolding. Not gonna lie, I actually really like this house. Wasn't really sure what to expect with me just messing around and finding out, but I like it. Simplicity is where to go. Actually, what if we do this? Fill in all of this. But then we replace the outside with the stone brick. So temple was definitely the wrong word. But a cat house, which whenever I find an ocelot, that is where they will live. And it will be beautiful, dang it. Now, I'm not sure if I want to keep the cobble underneath the windows or just keep the cobble for the top part, but for now I'm going to keep it under the windows and just see how I feel about it. Alright, well we can slap some glass on the, in the windows there, and we can call that a day. All right. That actually turned out so much better than I thought it would. Wherever you might be, Ocelot, I will find you, and I will train you. I have 13 fish, so I swear, if you take more than 13 fish to train, I'm gonna give you such a disappointed stare. Just, how could you? But, yeah. Like I say, nothing fancy. I didn't really have any sort of idea. However, one thing we can do is actually work on a pathway up here. Which won't be hard, but hey. It'll just make it all look a little bit better. Well, at least that's my hope. I like it. I'm curious, actually. Instead of these on the corner, I kind of like the jungle wood just as a... I mean, it's not something you use too often, so screw it, we'll put it on. I can always take it off later, but I think it works for now. This is not what we call a master craftsman, let's put it that way. I love it. That's awesome. Alright. I'm good with calling that done. I'll probably add in a few decorations in here, but can't really think of much since it's for the Ocelot. And, there's not even carpets. No, I'd have to put just regular wool down if I wanted to do some sort of quote-unquote cat bed. So if we do, let's say... a cat-esque bed, because, I mean, we all know that they would want to be right next to you. That is a very large cat, but you know what? Screw it. They deserve it. We're gonna put a few cat beds. I feel like the kitties would have... Well, we gotta give them optimal viewing areas, obviously. Get that. However, let's make it a bit bigger for them. Give them the full window, how about that? And of course, we gotta let them see the front. It's the little things. Perfect. Alright. Yeah, I think we'll leave the house like that for now. Might add a couple of things like a path, you know, pathway-esque deal. But for right now, I'm not too concerned about it. Now the next step would be to build a watchtower, which, well, I don't think we'll do here because I can't... I feel like it'd be a bit better to have it at the base. At the main base, I should say. So, I mean, technically we could build on top of there, just take down that tree, but I think back at the main base might be a bit better. Let's head back there real quick, and we can kind of... I have a rough idea, but worst case, we build it up there. So, let me head back to the base. Die. And we will see if I have any better idea. I just realized I could also add a fence post into the house as like a scratching post for the cat. We'll do that later. That's not a big deal. So if you want to get a rough idea about how much stone I still need to get, a lot. So we have the, I think it's 1 and then 2, 3 more this way, all the way down on both sides. And then I need to do the other rail over there. But yeah, I'll be in the mines for quite a while. And then I need to also farm a lot of sandstone. And there's no chance I have enough bricks, but I'm really hoping I do. So this is all the brick that I've gotten so far, but I don't think it'll be enough for how much I actually need. So I'm going to need to try to find a very big swamp or just a lot of them. Which right now shouldn't be too hard because it's only, I think it's plains, swamp, desert, and jungle are the biomes, and a giant, giant ocean. But yeah, that's pretty much, it's gonna be annoying. But I also need to get a butt ton more cobble. Honestly, I think I might just essentially dig out a chunk. Although I don't have chunk borders yet, so it's gonna be interesting to say the least. So as far as a watchtower goes, I don't really have any really tall mountains or anything near me. I think the tallest thing I have is this right over here. Which isn't not a bad place to have one, so... Might put it there, you might put it back in the jungle, but I kind of want to put it here. So... But I think that is going to do it for this one. It went a little longer than I thought, but I wanted to get that house built. And then, if I happen to find an ocelot in between episodes or during an episode, then that will be where it lives. And yeah, next up we will be working on a watchtower, and I have a lot of mining to do, so... Alright, and I think that is going to do it for today. Went a little longer, probably a bit longer than I thought, but I wanted to get that house done, and yeah, just had a few chats here and there. Either way, thanks for checking out the video, greatly appreciated, and please do take care of yourself, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Later.